Hey guys, this is the next critique video for the DeviantArt group called Art Topic. It's the third paint over video I've done. I'm sorry it's been so long. Anyone can join. It's for people who want to critique art and get their art critiqued. It's mainly for beginners and students. So this is a self-portrait by Hannah Esser, and I never saw the photo reference she was using, so I'm sorry if it doesn't look like you at all, but I just tried to do what I could with what you gave me. As you can see, I added a lot more pink and red tones because normally skin has a lot of red in it because of the blood under the skin. Just makes you look more alive. And I also tried to define the chin and face areas more because it was very blurry. Like, I think you used a soft round brush a lot, which is fine, but it makes everything seem very soft. And then I tried to add more definition to the features, and always use the don't be afraid to use the liquify tool in Photoshop. It basically lets you move things around, like it's kind of like the smudge tool, but much better. You have more control. Then the part just above the lips seemed very, like, unlike the chin area was like overly defined, so I tried to make that look a little more natural. The lighting looks like it's coming from the upper left, so I tried to follow that with the neck area and her nose and the eye sockets. Like, just below the eyebrows there's usually quite a bit of shadow because your eyebrows come out further than your eyes recede, so there's a shadow there. And always remember that the white of your eyes are not actually white. So if you have them white, it actually makes things look really flat. I think it's a really good painting. I'm just adding things that I would do if it was mine. And then with the hair, I tried to do the same thing. It's more about making the shapes more defined and divided it into clumps, kind of, instead of having it very soft everywhere. And then having you had some strands already, but I added some more just to make it look a little bit more natural. And then I added some color adjustments with brightness and contrast, color. In Photoshop you can adjust color and hues and saturation. I do that in the middle, at the end, all the like throughout the painting process. Then for this painting, it looks like a soda can man. It's really cute, I think, and it's by Rebelliousness Snail 64. So my first thought was the background was very busy and it kind of took away from the character, so I just chose one of the colors and filled it all in. Then I tried to make his body feel a little more natural, even though it's a can man. So the anatomy is completely made up, but it's still following a human. It's still following the gesture and posture of a human body. So this is a really cool idea, though. I like it looks almost like a medieval knight, but it's a soda can. This next painting is by Rebelliousness Snail 64 again. They make so much art, and it's usually pretty cute art. So this was a really simple one. I just made the signature smaller, and I liked the signature, but I think it was taking too much attention away from the character. Then I moved the person in the lifesaver slightly away from the edge of the painting, because it kind of creates a tangent when things are almost touching the edge. Then instead of having black water lines, I thought that white would look a little more like water and stand out less, but give more of an impression of waves. And I also made the colors a little less. They were kind of like if you took the blue and dumped a bucket of paint on the whole canvas and just painted with the colors over it. It kind of had the blue coming through all the colors, so everything was kind of cold. So I made all of the original colors more saturated and gave the people's skin more of an orange pink color. I also thought the raft would look cool if it matched the same pink and white pattern on the lifesaver, and I added some shadows under the person. I mean, these are all subjective things. They're just what I would have done if it was my painting. This is by Lal Draws. I don't know if that's how you say your name. This painting was hard to do a paint over because it looks great how it is. So the only thing that kind of threw me off was the foot. And if you look at it, it looks like I couldn't figure out what her pose was underneath. It looks like her leg is going off in a unnatural direction. So I tried to tweak both of her feet to make it look more natural. And I did the same thing with her dress. There were parts that didn't make sense to me, so I changed the extra lines in the middle and made it just shadow lines instead of that black. And then I also rounded some edges where they were very sharp, because the cloth is folding around softly everywhere else. And if you see that left corner, it's really sharp, so I rounded that off. And then I tweaked her arm a little bit. Again, just I thought it looked a little unnatural, but it's a cartoon, so. And some of the lighting didn't make sense to me, so I think it's coming from the upper left. So I tried to adjust that as much as possible. And I didn't do anything to her face, because I think that looks pretty good. I don't think I could do that. It's a very cute style, and I don't usually do that type of thing, so I hope you don't hate what I did with your work. It's very good. If you want your art to be painted over, just join the group and make a comment on someone else's work, and I'll add you to the list. Thanks for watching. Bye.